Hello and welcome to my new marketing channel where we just talk about Spotify, Facebook ads, and all the sort of interesting things that are related to that. If you don't know me, I actually have another channel, and this is the first video I'm doing for this channel because this channel is just going to be focused on music marketing. Basically, my other channel had a mix of my songs and it had music marketing and it had tutorial videos. And I think that's just a little bit too much for one channel. So I'm just starting a new one. I've got no followers. Everything's brand new. So what we want to talk about today is how you can get a 5-cent conversion cost on your Facebook ads. You heard it from me, 5-cent conversion costs on your Facebook ads. And if you don't believe me, this is some proof. So as you can see here, it started at 9 pence. And then it went up to 6, and it's currently at kind of the 5 pence mark. So it is getting cheaper over time, which is really cool. Overall, for this release, I did spend an average of 9 pence per conversion. But that is because of the way I ran the conversion. But now it's chugging along at about 5-6 cents a day. The reason I really wanted to do this video is because I've heard a lot of people complaining about the iOS changes, how the conversions are really expensive and prices have shot up. But this is just to show you that actually that is not the case. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you how I got this low conversion cost. And in addition to that, I'm going to show you how to get the most for your conversion. So let's just have a quick dive into how I set this campaign up. So what I did is I set up 5 different ad sets. So if we have a look at these ad sets, you can see straight away that most of the results are directed to the first ad set. Now, the budget is set to ad set level. It's not a campaign budget. The reason I've done it that way is I've put a single ad into each ad set, and I've put a specific amount of budget into each ad set. That way I can actually get the ads competing against each other to see which is the best performing ad. If I actually had put the ads into a campaign level and let the campaign decide, that to me isn't very much control. You don't really control which ad is performing the best. So this is how I've decided to do it. This is a completely different way to how I previously did it. The other thing I did differently is on the first day of the campaign, I set the budget for each ad set at a very high amount, £50 each. And I did it for the reasons of getting more than 50 conversions, because you need 50 conversions to get out of the learning phase. And really the only way you can compare the results of ads against each other is to make sure that they're competing out of the learning phase. My intention was to reach 50 conversions before the end of the first day. I actually let them run a bit longer, and I got about over 100 conversions for each. Then I stopped the ads because I didn't want to actually spend £50 each, because that's a lot of money. Compared the conversion cost. Out of the 5 ads, conversion costs ranged between 24 pence to 27. There's one here at 22. Now, after the end of the first day, this ad here, ad 2, had a conversion result of about 19 or 20 pence. So it wasn't too dissimilar, but it was the best performing of the ads. So I decided to switch the other ones off and continue with this one at the £50 a day budget. Done the battle, the ads have competed against each other. Let's just break ad number 2 down, because that's the one that won. By day, so we can just see how it performed each day. So actually at the end of the first day, it had the best result of 17 pence, but then on the second day it had reached 9 pence, and then 7 and 7 and then 5 and 6, and a couple of days it got to 4, and I was spending about £50 a day and getting around 600 to 700 conversions a day. I think at this point here, I reduced the spend to £20, and I was still getting 300 to 400 conversions. Then at this point, I reduced it to, I think it was here, I reduced it to £5 a day. And since then, including today, it's been going at £5 a day. As you can see today, it's only reached the 28 results, but it's looking like it's going to reach about 100 conversions a day for about £5 a day, which to me isn't a bad result at all. So what has that meant? So this is the release. It's called Superstar. The release has been out for 2 weeks. I've spent about £360, which is a lot of money for me. I don't normally spend more than 200 on a release. I spent £360, but compared to the previous release, I've got 18,000 streams compared to this one, which is just sort of touching upon the 9,000. And I did spend more money for this. I've got to say, I think I spent about 250 for this damaged single. But the difference is, if I had only spent it for one song, I would have only had 8,500 streams. But I released an EP, and the EP, what happens when you promote the song on an EP is all the other songs get listened to. So the first song gets listened to, and then automatically moves to the second one. It automatically moves to the next one, etc., etc. So actually, all these other streams are bonus streams. So as I said, let's repeat what I just said. If I had just done the conversion campaign for one song, 8,500 streams, but because I did it for 5 songs, I've got 18,000 streams in 2 weeks. So not only did I get a low conversion costs, those conversion costs translated in more streams for your money. Now, if we just look at the last 24 hours, where I've only spent £5 a day, even the last 24 hours at £5 a day, and this is typical result over the last week or so since I've been doing the £5 a day, I'm getting around 450 to 550 streams for the main song, which I'm doing the ad for. And the other songs are also getting streams. For about £5 a day, I'm getting about 1,000 streams a day, which isn't, okay, you're probably thinking that's not amazing, but what it's doing is covering most of the cost of my ad. Because I've worked out that 1,000 streams is worth about $4 or maybe $3. I'm spending £5. So really I'm only spending half of that much. What I'm going to do is literally leave the ad going indefinitely for this EP. And why would I do that? And I'll just show you why. We just look at the last 28 days. So since the release of the EP, the ads haven't just given me streams, but I've had over 2,000 saves for the main song. The second song has over 1,000 saves, and the other ones have got a lot of saves. So what that has done is it has kept the song on people's systems, right? Their favorites. So it'll always pop up on people that listen to Spotify. So the more I do the ads, the more saves I get for the song. If we just go and look at these new statistics that we've got from Spotify, you've got kind of a high stream listener rate, and that stream listener rate is going up, even though you can't actually see it here. It's going up over time because listeners are repeating the listen. They're listening to the song more over time, so that should go up, and a stream listener rate of almost 5 is pretty good. And that's it. And the other key thing here is the playlist ads. It's been put onto 1,000 playlists. So we just go back. So if we just look at the main release, that song is now on almost 300 playlists, and it goes up by about, 20 to 30 playlists a day. So the more playlists the song is on, the more chances it's going to get played. So whilst I'm not making any money from this at the moment, I'm recovering quite a lot of the money and putting that back into the ads. And there will be a point in time when I do actually break even, right? So if we just go back to this, there will be a point in time when the streams per day will go over 1,000 and will actually probably reach enough to cover the £5. But there's another thing you can do, and I'm thinking about doing this When I made this EP with the vocalist, there will be a link in the comments below. We actually created more than 5 songs. We created, about 20 songs. So what I'm thinking of doing is re-releasing this EP using the same ad and adding another 5 songs. Because if you have a look at the last song, that's still getting 80. So if we're getting, say, 70 to 80 streams for another 5 songs, that's going to increase the amount of streams that we get. So the more songs there are on an EP or an album, the more streams you get if you promote the EP, which is what I did. So a lot of people, this is another thing that a lot of people have been saying, is just release a single every month. But my challenge to you, or to anybody, or to myself, is release a bunch of songs every month. Promote them. Promote the main single, but release a bunch of songs, because they're all going to get streams if you promote them. What I wanted to show you was differences in ads and what I did differently to actually get the conversion cost lower. So if we go actually into the ad, I did a couple of new things that I hadn't done before, and I'm not even sure if this resulted in the lower cost, but it could have, and it might be worth something that you may want to try. So just going to edit. So if you look at the ad itself, the one that did the best, this is a 70s show. It's called Soul Train. I used to watch it when I was a little kid. There was a Daft Punk song that uses some footage from that, and I thought, I don't think there's anything wrong with using a footage for an ad. I don't think I'll get a copyright strike for that or anything, but so I did. So I used a bit of footage for that. The song had a real strong, funky feel. The other thing that I did that was different, I always put the Spotify logo on the ad, but I added some copy to the ad. Turn up the volume. You see this ad, you're probably intrigued, right? You're probably thinking, what is this? And then with someone telling you, turn up the volume, there's music here, I think that's more of a chance they're going to click on the ad. All right. So I think the visual needs to intrigue the person that is looking at the story. And then I think you need just to give them a message saying, by the way, turn up the volume, have a listen. And I think that has made more people want to click, to be honest. So that's the first ad. The other ads, I'll just show you quickly, didn't do too badly, but they're variations of the theme. They're just maybe different parts of the song. Instead of the beginning, that might be the chorus. And I did a couple of different types of ads. This one is people skating. This is once again some footage that I stole from YouTube. I don't think this ad did actually too badly, but it has kind of that retro feel, which kind of went with the music. And similarly, the other ads, people skating and skating again, but different part of the song. But as I said, they all competed against each other, and the ad number 2 with the Soul Train piece won, and I just went with that. And I'm going to go with that for an indefinite period of time until my conversion cost goes up too high. I'm going to go. So if it's 5 cents, 6 cents, which is what it is now, I'm going to keep it. So the other thing you'll notice is the landing page has a 78% click-through rate, which is very good. My previous songs didn't get very high, but this one has done quite well. And if we have a look at the landing page, I've done what you would class as a typical sort of landing page in terms of it's got a link to the song and it selects the right services. It's got Spotify. I only target Spotify. The only difference is instead of using the link in Spotify, I have a link to URL Genius, which is a deep link website. What it does is it makes sure that when someone clicks on the website, it goes straight through to the app. It doesn't go into it doesn't go into a website. It doesn't go into any sort of dodgy place. It goes straight to the app. And that's what a deep link is. So I just put a deep link connection to that. If you need to find out more, it's called URL Genius. I'll put a link below. It's free for the first 500 clicks. And after that, I think it costs like a penny per click. So that kind of does increase your cost a bit, but I'm sure it contributed to the, I think, pretty high streams that I received. Now, just finally, I want to go back to the ad sets and just show you how I did my targeting. So for starters, I only target Instagram stories. I put a link to my ToneDen link, which you saw before. Conversion event is view content. I pretty much put every country in the world in there. The only one I don't include is India. an age set between 21 and 55. The reason why is because Indonesia doesn't, and there are a few other countries that don't accept ads for people who are under 21. Interest is Spotify, and this is, I think, where I really did well for this ad. I really targeted funk-related music. So you've got Chromeo, Daft Punk, you got George Clinton, Prince, Bruno Mars. So just kind of a very focused, targeted funk group. And I think that also contributed to the low cost. So that's it. I will put a link to the EP below so you can have a listen. And in addition to that, I may well expand the EP and then place the ads on the new expanded 10-song EP, probably sometime after Christmas, just to see how that will perform. So stay on board with me. There is more to come. So thanks. Bye.